This is just going to be a tech demo, or well, a showcase of using OpenAI chat completions in combination with a 3D game. This is my familiar. His name is Azazel, and he's able to do certain things. I can communicate with him through voice commands. Typically, the cheap way of doing it is with the keyword recognizer on Windows. Windows has that built in, but means it won't work on Macs. So I can say something like, follow me, follow me. There we go. And that puts him into follow mode, so he will now circle me. I can also say something like light torches. Light torches. Ah, there we go. I've got some light now. There's another one over there. Light torches. Thanks. I can also tell him to extinguish torches. Extinguish torches. Oh, he's doing 2 on time there. Good. So that's the cheap way of doing it with keyword recognizer. That doesn't require anything to do with OpenAI or language models. However, if you want to do more roleplay oriented things and use actual like real statements or like something more fuzzy, then you can use a combination of dictation, which is also a Windows thing. You can get libraries that work on other platforms, but I'm just using the Windows-based systems at the moment. So when I hold down the A button, I think it's the A button on the right controller, yeah, the A button, we'll see that the light changes to red, and that tells us that he's recording what I'm saying. I'll have to be careful though, because sometimes it's not very quick, so I have to give it a wee bit of a wide berth. So if I say something like, hey, Azazel, where do you come from? Give it a second. Interesting. Azazel, can you light this torch? It's possibly too quick on that one. Azazel, light this torch. Oh, there you did too. Good. So what's happening there is whenever I release the button, it's sending the statement that I've said off to OpenAI, asking it to assess what is happening. Is the player just doing banter, a conversation, in which case it routes it to another context where it tells it to, reply in character, here's the conversation history, and generate a response. Then it routes it back to the program. Then it plays those whispering sounds, and then it displays it on my UI. It's something I put together very, very quickly. The other aspect is if it's not conversation banter, it could be a command. So I could say something like, Azazel, can you wait here for a second? So whenever I said that, it determined that I was saying the same thing. I was saying the same thing as stay here. Basically the same statement, but worded differently. So that's why he is doing the stay here behavior. If I say something like, Azazel, I need you to come here now. Yep. Actually, that's a wee bit of a bug. Whenever he's recording, he goes into Mode.Unknown, which basically makes him drift off in the direction, whatever momentum he was doing, essentially. But yeah, that's a wee bit of a bug. Just on that one thing, the follow me and the stay here behavior. So the other thing I can do is I've got something called room information. So if I'm in a room like this, Azazel can't tell what the room is because, well, OpenAI doesn't know what the room is. So what I'd have is I have a room information object that's inside this room. It's hidden to the observer, but Azazel can see it. And it tells him a description of the room so that he can speak about the room in character, sort of. Azazel, is there anything interesting about this room? What do you think happened to this cathedral? Okay. Sometimes it inadvertently routes it to the wrong statement. So it possibly routed it to unknown there, or it couldn't tell what I was trying to ask. If I try again. Azazel, what do you think happened here? Possibly did it again. Let's try it one more time. Azazel, what do you think happened here? Anything interesting? Interesting. So yeah, that's one room information. There are multiple rooms and therefore multiple room informations. So now that we're in this tunnel, Azazel, what do you sense about this room? Okay, maybe that didn't work. Try one more time. Azazel, anything interesting about this room? The other consideration is possibly the lack of a question mark. Whenever the dictation is happening from Windows, it's possibly not picking up on the fact that I'm asking a question, so it sounds more like a statement. Azazel, can you tell me anything about this room? Whoops. A lingering aura of fear and abandonment. The air is thick with a musty scent, hinting at secrets hidden within these ancient walls. Yeah, I really need to work on a better UI for this. But anyway, light torches. Light torches. Azazel, what can you tell me about this room? Azazel, what can you tell me about this room? So specifically, what's happening here is there's another room info in here, and I've put in a description to say that this is a vault and it looks like this wall has crumbled, which then reveals a path to some caverns. Now, there obviously isn't any caverns here. I haven't built it yet, or haven't placed the room prefab yet. But essentially, using this system, I can have Azazel have sort of context aware of what's inside the room. The other thing that I've built is a waypoint system for Azazel to navigate. Stay here. Okay, so 2D navigation is how most NPCs would navigate because they're stuck to the floor. So that you would have a nav mesh that's on the floor, tells it where walkable areas are. For a flying entity such as Azazel here, we need a waypoint system, and pretty much waypoint nodes connect to each other. And whenever I'm telling him to try and find a location, basically we work backwards. We find the destination, find the closest waypoint to the destination, and then we trace back, finding adjacent nodes that are connected via line of sight, and then Azazel flies along that connected node network. So I'm going to go back to the cathedral and see if he can find his way back there. I'm going to fly there using my flight system. Azazel has no knowledge of there being an actual hole in the ceiling that he could fly through, so he shouldn't take that route. Okay, so I'm going to hide around this corner here. Now, I can see through the walls because these walls aren't double-sided. Essentially, we're outside of the level whenever I'm around here. But the test is to make sure that Azazel can find me through this doorway. He might actually go through a little bit of the wall there, but it'll be fine. So, right, where he will come from that direction. We could probably see him. Yeah, we can see him there under the level. So if we say, follow me, follow me, follow me. Come on, Azazel. Azazel, I need you to follow me now. Oh, what's happening? Follow me. Did he get stuck? That sucks. Oh, hold on. Maybe I'm too far away from the starter node. Follow me. Oh, is there light? Azazel, follow me. Let's see what's happening. Okay, stay here. Okay, so now I'll go back to the cathedral. Try that one more time. Follow me. There we go. You got me in the end. Let's try it again backwards. We'll put him here. Then I'll go down to the vault. Stay here. Follow me. There we go. Got me in the end. What else is there? Azazel, where do you come from? Possibly terminated that too quickly. I really need to set up a display so I can actually see what it's captured from what I'm dictating. Azazel, where do you come from? Azazel, how old are you? Azazel, what is the meaning of life? Azazel, do you know any necromantic spells? No. Azazel, I need your help with a necromancy spell. No, you don't want to answer that one. Bet you that's OpenAI blocking that one. Huh. Azazel, can you help me cast a necromancy spell? So it's probably rooting back to unknown, or maybe it's because I'm saying, can you help me? It thinks that it needs to do an action. There is another mode that I've got set up for him called Protect Mode or Help Player Mode. So it's probably rooting to that, but I haven't got any coded behavior for that yet. Azazel, do you know any necromancy spells? Azazel, do you know any necromancy? Azazel, what do you know about necromancy? Can you teach me? Why not? Yes. How shall we begin? Hmm. I need you to stay here for a second. I need you to stay here. There we go. Follow me. You found me. Okie dokie.